Hi guys, this is David from Twomey Strength and Conditioning. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you the different methods of madness if you were going to get a program done by me, okay? Rather than going in and giving you a program inside the gym and going, okay, it's 10 reps, 3 sets, and you're like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he getting me to do this, yeah? I'm going to explain exactly why I'm getting you to do this, okay? So the first thing I'm going to explain is hypertrophy. Hypertrophy means muscle enlargement, for those that have never heard this before. So the way hypertrophy works, and I'm just going to, before I go any further, yeah, I'm just going to explain reps and sets. So pretend we've done the chest press. Chest press is working the chest, the shoulders, the back of the arms, so the pecs, anterior deltoid and triceps. So if I go to you, okay, I want you to do 10, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10, yeah? That's 10 repetitions, that's one set, okay? I go, okay, I'm going to give you a 30 to 60 second break, so that's your recovery. I want you to do 10 again, so you go 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10, that's 2 sets, 10. I give you a 30 to 60 second break again, get you to do 10, so 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10, that's 3 sets of 10. You're after accumulating 30 repetitions in the one exercise, okay? So now, just before you go any further, hypertrophy. Hypertrophy means muscle enlargement. It's to get bigger, okay? Before you go any further, I'm going to pretend this is a rugby pitch, okay? So if I ask you to sprint around this as many times as you can for as long as you can, you won't be able to do it for that long. So you won't be able to sustain it for that long. Why? Because the intensity is quite high. So you need sufficient recovery for that. So if I ask you, yeah, to walk around this pitch and do it for as long as you can, you can do that for a couple hours on end. Why? Because the intensity is low. You can afford to do more volume. Now, what we're going to do here, yeah? I'm going to explain a 1 rep max. A 1 rep max, yeah, is the maximum amount of weight you can lift for 1 repetition. So if I go, okay, Joe, over there, I want you to do 100 kg on the bench. So same again, he's lying on his back, he does 100 kg, he brings it down, he's pushing up, he struggles to do it. I go, I want you to do a consecutive rep of 100 kg. So do a second rep of 100 kg. Brings it down, tries to do it again, gets stuck under the weight. So I have to grab the weight, take the weight off him, yeah? That's an indication of strength. That's the maximum amount of weight you can lift for 1 repetition. Now, a different scenario, if I got a person, yeah, we get Joe again, yeah? Bullying Joe now today. So if we got Joe, yeah, and I ask him to do press-ups, I want him to do as many press-ups as he can physically possible, yeah? So I get him to go down, he does 1 full press-up, he struggles to do it, he does a second rep, he falls flat on his face. That's an indication of strength. That's the maximum amount of weight you can lift for 1 repetition. The reason I explain that, yeah, so we're going to pretend that Joe's 1 rep max, yeah, is 100 kg. So we just have it here if you check him. We're going to pretend that your man's 1 rep max is 100 kg. So that's the maximum weight he can lift for 1 repetition. So 85% of 100 is 85 kg. So I've done this just because it makes it easier to work out the numbers, okay? So now we're going to pretend his 1 rep max is 100 kg. So 85% of 100 is 85 kg. So we're going to get Joe to go in and do 85 kg. Because that's 85% of his max. The rep range I want him to do is around 8 to 12, 8 to 15 reps, okay? So, because the intensity is quite high, because he's not going to be able to sustain it, so we do 12 reps. We take a 2 to 3 minute break because we need sufficient recovery because the intensity is quite high. We do 85 kg again after he's taken his rest period, and then we aim for 12, but we only get 10 repetitions because the intensity is quite high, as you can see here. We're going to do 85 kg again, because that's 85% of his max. We aim for 10, even though we wanted 12, we're going to get 8 repetitions. Joe is kicking himself going, damn, I wanted 12, 12 and 12, but this is good. He's hitting the intensity of 85% of his max, which is, yeah, 85% of his max. He's hitting the rep range of 8 to 12 reps, and he's getting that sufficient recovery of 2 to 3 minute break. His body's going, what the hell is Joe doing? This weight is way too heavy. So send a message from brain to muscle, muscle to brain. Goes, okay, this weight is way too heavy for Joe to be lifting. So in order for Joe to get stronger, he needs to get bigger, because mass lifts mass. So the more lean body mass that he has, the stronger he's going to be. So every time we do resistance training, so I'm just going to go onto this now. Your muscles like this, a lot of people say you tear the muscle. You don't actually tear the muscle. Your muscles like this, you get micro damage to the muscle every time you do resistance training, so weight training. You take protein, you get growth and repair. This happens on an ongoing basis. So within the first 2 months, you're going to see strength gains before you see any muscle enlargement. A lot of people probably experience this. Everybody experiences this the first time they ever go in training. So we're just going to pretend that you're doing your 5 kg chest press, dumbbells lying on your back here or so, doing 5 kg, you start struggling, you start shaking. Your body's going, what the hell is he doing? You have a safety receptor in your body, it's called a goglet tendon. It's going, okay, can Joe actually lift this weight? But then, over time, when you condition the muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints, and the central nervous system, the body goes, okay, this weight is actually easy enough. When you move from 5 kg to 10 kg, your body goes, okay, this starts shaking again because the goglet tendon starts kicking in. What usually happens with hypertrophy, within the first 2 months, you're going to see strength gains before you see any muscle enlargement. Think of it, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. Have we got hypertrophy there? I hope we have, and hopefully I haven't lost you. So now what we're going to go on to next, and the reason I explain hypertrophy is going to make it so much easier to explain the other ones. The next one we're going to go through is LME. LME stands for local muscular endurance. The intensity for this is around 40 to 60% your max, so the intensity is low, so you can afford to do more volume. what I've written here is it's lightweights, high reps to increase lean muscle tissue. What I've put here then is helps condition muscles, increasing the fitness of the muscle. Also a great way to help prevent muscle injury since it allows more blood to be pumped to the working muscles. Helps tone and sculpt the body. Now the rep range for this is around 15 to 25 reps, which is quite large in comparison to your 8 to 12 reps. The rest period for this to bring the intensity up, because the intensity is quite low, is around a 30 to 90 second break. So now we've all probably experienced this, yeah? You're doing loads of reps, or even bicep curls or anything like that, for those that do bicep curls and stuff, and your arms feel like they're going to explode because more blood is getting pumped into the fascia, the membrane of the muscle, so it's expanding, yeah? Feels like it's going to explode, okay? Now, just put the two of these in perspective. If I got a rugby player running against a bodybuilder, who do you think would win? The rugby player is running for 80 minutes on the pitch, yeah? He does hypertrophy and strength because he's going to get stronger before he gets bigger, yeah? He's also going to do local muscle endurance. So if he's doing 15 plus press ups, chin ups, dips, or anything like that, he's increasing the good condition of his muscle. So he's doing a bit of hypertrophy, he's doing a bit of strength, he's also doing a bit of local muscle endurance. The bodybuilder just wants to look like a god on stage, so he doesn't care if he can move from A to B. Hopefully we got that. Next, what we're going to go on to is strength. Strength is to become stronger. The intensity for this is around 75 to 100% of a person's 1 rep max. A 1 rep max is the max amount of weight a person can lift for 1 repetition. So now the rep range for this is usually around 1 to 5 reps. Since the intensity is so high, the volume is very low, okay? We need to make sure that we get sufficient recovery. Now, I'm not gonna talk about other sports or anything, but think of it, if you're getting a heavy weight, yeah, say for argument's sake, okay, you're gonna do your deadlift, Jim. You did 180 kg deadlift, and I want you to go for a new 1 rep max, the max amount of weight you can lift 1 repetition, new personal best. I go, okay, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds, I get you to try and do 200 kilos, 20 kg PB. Likelihood of getting that is going to be slim to none, yeah? You're going to increase the risk of injury because fatigue's going to kick in. You haven't given sufficient recovery to your muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints. So in order to get, what you need to do, you need to give yourself sufficient recovery. So you need to give a longer rest period to make sure that you give sufficient recovery to your muscle, ligaments, tendons, joints, and the central nervous system to give it a proper attempt, so then you reduce the risk of injury. Does that make sense then? What the bodybuilder does, or not the bodybuilder, a powerlifter, strongman, all these strength athletes, yeah, and even the Olympic weightlifters, they take long rest periods for that because they need that sufficient recovery. What they're doing is they condition muscle, ligaments, tendons, joints, and the central nervous system to get that overall adaptation so they can lift the heavier weights. Next thing we're going to go on to, oh yeah, and sorry, the rest period for this is quite long, as I was saying, because you need that sufficient recovery. Power. Next one we're going to go on to is power. Power is a combination of speed and strength to become more explosive. The intensity for this is around 40 to 60% of a person's 1 rep max. A lot of people go, geez, no, I thought power would be a lot higher. The intensity would be a lot higher. But it's not. Think of it, was good just because of the strength in it as well. If I get a heavy weight and I try to move fast, yeah, the likelihood of moving it fast is going to be slow, yeah? But if I get a lightweight now and try to move fast, I'm going to get more acceleration by the way. If you train fast, you'll be fast. If you train slow, you're going to be slow. Think Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world. A lot of people go, okay, if you're training with weights, you're going to be slow. That's not the case. If you train fast, you'll be fast. You're going to incorporate your fast twitch fibers, type 2. If you train slow, you're going to be slow, like a marathon runner, okay? The rep range for this is around 1 to 6 reps. The rest period for this is around 30 to 60 seconds to get more explosive, okay? So I've just gone through all of that with you, yeah, and I probably opened up a can of worms, yeah, and opened up a different thing for your training, just showing that you can take pieces from here and there, yeah. And it doesn't all have to be the one thing. Another thing that I'm going to do here, yeah, and I like to explain this to people before they actually go off and get a program, rather than going, okay, you're doing 10 reps, you're doing 3 sets, just to educate people, because then make sure they hit the intent muscle for that exercise and everything there as well. Another thing that I implement is the RPE scale. RPE stands for Rate Perceived Exertion. It's a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being easy, 10 being hard. So if I ask somebody, okay, they're doing the bench press again, yeah, seems like I love the bench press now at the moment. So if I got somebody to do the bench press, they did 50 kg, yeah, and I go, okay, a scale of 1 to 10, how's that feel? They tell me it's a 4. That's around 40% to me, okay? I go, that's quite low. They can bring that up. So then I go, okay, we go up to 60 kilos. They tell me, okay, that's around 6. Or they tell me it's around an 8 or a 9. We're like, okay, stop there, that's okay. But if it's a 9 or a 10, it means they physically can't lift that weight. Another thing I'm going to show you, a lot of people think in order for you to get to A to B, yeah, just show you this, they think it's one straight line here. So they think it's linear, okay? It's usually undulated, so in order for you to get to A to B, yeah, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. So in order for you to get from A to B, yeah, it's not going to be linear as so, yeah, just a straight line here or so. It's going to be like that. You're going to have good days, you'll have bad days, you'll have good days, you'll have bad days. Just makes sense. So like, some days was good, like if you had a fight with your girlfriend, or your boss is after annoying you, really fucked you off now, sorry for the language, and it really annoyed you, that could work in your favour and you go, okay, I'm having a great day, I'm going to blow off some steam. Or it could work against you and you go, okay, this is going terrible. So hopefully that makes sense. So you need to give yourself self-sufficient recovery and you need to listen to your body. That's it for me at Twomey Strength and Conditioning. Thank you.